Okay, I'm gonna make a rapid, easy guide on Aphro. It'll be worth it, trust me. I know it will be worth it. I had like what until season 4 to upload it. Not even to upload it, to actually make it. That's how bad it was. I didn't even make it in season 4. But for now, season 5, I'm actually gonna do it because I feel bad not even doing it for that whole time. Don't even ask why I'm on this account. I got banned on my other account for a few days for being toxic. So this is why I'm making this Aphro guide on this account. That's why, if you're wondering why I'm a level 1. I might even level up this Smurf, because this Smurf is only for Overwatch. I don't know why I made a Smurf for Overwatch. But this is the only one. I might use it for Smite, because not every day you want to be playing on your main account in ranked. It actually gets boring. So anyway, first thing first, I'm talking about builds. Builds is the main concern everyone wants to know. Abilities, stuff you can do with your abilities. I'll be talking about a tiny bit of positioning, not a lot of that, because positioning comes from the player, not really how you can tell them how to play. And that's it. That's not budget, that's easy. You'll be like pro after that. You get from silver 5 to like masters, from common sense knowledge quickly. Okay, first thing I want to talk about, oh yeah, another thing before I even start this whole guide. I'll be doing a stream. The stream will be like, I don't know how long. I'll be streaming for quite long hours. I'll show on the screen right now. There's all the times, easy times. There's not like 1 hour. They're like 5, 6 hours. I don't know how long I play ranked for. But most of the time when I upload videos to YouTube, they're like 30, 40 minutes. But really and truly, I play matches for like 5 hours, just ranked continuously, just going and flowing. If it's not Smite, I might be playing Overwatch or some crap like that, but I don't upload those because you don't watch those. But if I am streaming, I might as well stream those too, because in Overwatch I'm not that bad, and other games too. So those are the times. If you want to come, thanks for coming. If you don't want to, if you can't make it, I will still upload videos to YouTube, because nothing's gonna change. I'll still be uploading videos, but those videos on YouTube maybe 1 or 2 games from the stream, because I'm not uploading separate videos, because that's retarded. So yeah, straight away I'm going to talk about the build and Aphro and stuff. Season 5, star items. You want to get Mage Blessing. Gives 10% reduction when you get 75 stacks. But obviously, the best thing about to do with this build is to buy it, because if you don't buy it, you're going to kind of suffer. If you want to rush stack, like people do, if they don't buy Mage Blessing, they rush stacks. So that could be Warlocks. I used to rush Book of Thoth a lot, but it's Warlocks or Book of Thoth or even something else if you want to go straight into boots. But I don't know why someone would do that. But if you don't want to have Mage Blessing, there's always rush Book of Thoth. Book of Thoth gives you a huge power spike. Aphro lacks in power and damage and securing camps and everything. Literally, like, there's so much stuff I can. It's like a whole list she lacks in. So if you want to have a strong potential in bettering your odds of getting camps and clearing waves, then Book of Thoth is the way to go. Then again, it comes with a price of dying early, because when you build Book of Thoth, you be squishy because you don't have any defense. It comes with what, 200 health. It's just straight power. Wait, not 200 health, sorry. It comes with no health, my bad. It comes with, it's just straight power. Like literally everything's just power, but in the end, it's worth it late game, because it gives Aphro a huge potential in fighting, in any team fight. It makes you strong, and you can possibly do anything you want late game, because you do damage, heals, and everything. Warlocks gives you like more of a chance to survive, to sustain, to heal, to be more tanky, to take literally a couple crits from the ADC, and to be annoying. And that's what I want to do. I want to be annoying, survive. And these days, I used to build Book of Thoth because mid laners used to be poor in season 4. We used to never have red buff. We used to be behind the farm. But now that is not the case. In season 5, we're actually ahead in farm. We get red buff, so that Aphro doesn't really need Book of Thoth, because she already has red buff at the beginning. She's out leveling, you know, people around the map, so she can rotate and have a level advantage over people for damage. So Warlocks will be the better choice to go. What else? boots, people always tell me about the boots I like to buy. Both boots are equal. I would say pen boots is a tiny bit stronger because late game pen boots is always stronger than cooldown boots, just because cooldown boots is not, it's not worth it. I feel that it's not worth it late game because my build gives me 40% cooldown anyway, and blue boots, without blue boots, is 40%. With blue boots it'll give me 50, and I don't need 50 because it's just overfilling the area of, you don't really need to fill, like overfilling cooldown to 50 when the maximum 40 is stupid, so there's no point. But early game cooldown boots will show, you will see the difference early game with cooldown boots. If you want to rush early game and try and snowball Aphrodite, blue boots will happen. Blue boots will make it happen, but then again, if that doesn't happen, you're kind of screwed. Also 25%, not 25, 250 mana you get isn't that great. Late game it does fall off because you will have a high mana pool by then. You have probably 1000 something. If you build Book of Toast you will have 2000 plus. Late game in Conquest, or any game actually, people would give you the mana buff, because mana buff is mainly for mages, and they will give it to you over anyone else. So your mana pool will be pretty big and you'll be getting a lot of mana really quickly. So that 250 won't be worth it. So I'd rather have the 10 pen and the 45 power, because it's way more better. As I just explained, it's way more better. But if you want to get blue boots for the snowball early, if you can snowball, get it.
This will totally make us
Next item is the key item, Cronus Pendant. Cronus Pendant gives you 100 power. I just explained that Aphro is terrible in everything early game. So if you want to snowball or you don't want to snowball, either way, Cronus Pendant is giving you a massive advantage with the cooldown reduction of 20% plus the passive. And then even when you build into this item from the tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3, it gives you MP5 and power. And MP5 is something you want to have, because clearing wave, then rotating around the map will give you mana. By then you would have more mana to come back to lane, clear the lane, come back, do the camp, come back, and you know your mana will be like going up while you'll be doing that. So even if you don't have the full item on tier 3, it's still good to build into this item. So don't be one of those people that will build a tier 1 and wait until the, to build into the tier 1 and then go straight into tier 3, because you can get the tier 2, it's still worth it, then get the tier 3. But if you don't have enough gold, or you have enough gold, just go straight for the tier 3, there's no point. Next item, I'll explain more about the Cronus Pendant passive. If you didn't wonder why I didn't speak about it, I'll talk about it after. Next is the Rod of Asclepius. The reason why I get early and not after pen. Early game I'll have this kind of quickly because I get a lot of gold early game, and Aphro is not really a fighter early game. She kind of gets farmed to be stronger, and if I do get pen, it's not really worth it because 10 pen is not a lot from boots, so I need more pen, right? But because Aphro is not a fighter, I'm not going to do massive poke, I'm not going to do all of that stuff what a mage normally does. I will get Rod of Asclepius so I can out sustain, because that's what I have to do. When you're playing Aphro, you have to out sustain early. You can't fight early. If you fight early, you're gonna die. Like Vulcan will just destroy you, Toph will destroy you. If they won't destroy you, you get their jungler that will come and destroy you. Even Ganesh, their solo laner, everyone can kill you, right? So the best way to do is out sustain. So the reason why I get Rod of Asclepius. Also, it's an aura effect. Rod of Asclepius gives you 20% increased healing if you're in combat, and it gives everyone else 20%. That is huge in healing because it scales off of your power, so 20% increased into your power is pretty good. On top of that, it gives you 75 power from the base stats, 250 health. Like I said, Aphro is squishy, can't fight. Adding that on top of warlocks, you'll be literally tanky. And then that 10% movement speed just to add, you know, more rotations, like you can rotate quick off 10%. It's not huge, but it builds onto your your boots and the 10% from Asclepius. You can even juke more. The item, or overall the item, the great item, you should build them. You don't even have to build into tier 3 straight away. Tier 2 is even good. Tier 2 does the exact same thing, but is 2 times weaker. Like this one gives you 20, this one gives you 10, so it's 2 times weaker, but it's still worth it. Next item I will get is obviously pen. I'm going to explain why I get this pen over the other pen. People say, why don't I get Spear of Magus over Spear of Distillation? Spear of Distillation gives you overall better base stats because it's more expensive. This one gives you 100, this one gives you 65, this one gives you 15, this one gives you 15, this one gives you 10%, this one gives you nothing. But the passive is much more different. The passive is more of a damage passive. This one's more of a helping passive, like it helps you and everyone else. This one is just relying on like damage. So the difference here is that Spear of Distillation gives you 1 second off every ability when you get a kill and assist, and it doesn't have a cooldown. So if I get 1 kill, it gives me an assist. If I get 1 kill, it gives me 1 second of all my abilities taken off. If I get 2 kills, it gives me 2 seconds taken off. So no matter how much kills I get in that time, it will still give me 1 second taken off. It's not like it gives me a certain amount of time. Like if I get 1 kill, I get 1 second knocked off my abilities every 7 seconds. It's not like that. Every time I get a kill or an assist, it knocks off 1 second. So I can possibly get 3 kills and get 3 seconds knocked off, if that is possible. Compared to Spear of Magus, it's just straight damage, and I don't really need that much damage because I already do a lot of damage. And I'm not going to tell you why that this passive is not good, because I'm going to explain to another item what does the exact same thing but kind of better. So yeah, and it also gives you 10% cooldown reduction. Like I said, this build gives you 40 already, so you don't need, you know, other shit to make you stronger, because this gives you more damage overall and it gives you a 10% reduction, so you can do more damage overall. And it works with Cronus Pendant, because Cronus Pendant does the exact same thing. Every 10 seconds it knocks on 1 second off your abilities. So in a team fight, or not in a team fight, even at a fire giant or something, even at a fire giant fight or team fight, these two could proc at the same time if you're lucky, or Cronus Pendant can pop after or before, and then you'll get 1 second knocked off all your abilities. And then Spear of Magus will proc, and that's Spear of Distillation will proc, and you'll get 1 second taken off. So possibly you can get 2 seconds knocked off your abilities. It sounds pretty good. You can heal more. Also with this build, it gives you 8 seconds on your Lovebirds. So if you can knock off 2 seconds of Lovebirds, that's 6 seconds, right? Or if you could be the opposite way, you could use Lovebirds, wait a few seconds, then get 2 seconds knocked off, then heal again. So you're basically healing quicker than you should be. So I'm going to show you an example right now. Should I have been at lower level? Wait. I'm gonna get Lovebirds maxed out, because Lovebirds is meant to be maxed out for this to work. It makes sense if it's maxed out. Okay, Lovebirds is maxed out, so the maximum cooldown should be 8 seconds. So look, it's 8 seconds, yeah, it is 8 seconds. So 8 seconds is every Lovebirds. Yeah, 8 seconds. So what I'm going to do is show you that it can proc at the exact same time. So if I'm quick enough, see, look, do you see that it's 2 seconds it knocked off? I could show you again. It was 2 seconds knocked off my Lovebird and all my abilities actually. That's 1 second. Obviously I didn't time it right, but if I do this, it would come in time. I can show you again. Look at the Lovebirds. See, it knocked off 2 seconds of the Lovebirds. Now I have Lovebird up again. And obviously if you rinse and repeat, that was 1 second, and then the other second will come along if you use it again. So you need to use the Lovebirds quite a lot. So that's 1 second, and then it will come and knock off the other second. It doesn't have to be on Lovebirds by itself, it could be on all your abilities, but I'm not focusing on the Lovebirds because you are like a healer sort of thing. So look, 1 second is going to get knocked off everything. And then it's an additional 1 second from the spare of Magus. So once you get a kill for your assist, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, watch, I'll show you again.
You are such a hot mess.
1 second will come off. So imagine I'm in a team fight, 1 second got knocked off all my abilities, and then Cronus Pendant will knock off the extra second, and that's how I get my abilities much quicker. So basically I'm healing way quicker than normal. I'm putting out more damage than I should be. Overall, these two items right here are like best friends. They do absurd amount of damage if you know how to time it properly, and even if you don't time it properly, they will come in like clutch. For instance, you could be running away and then you need to heal, it comes in clutch. You will find out when you use it. I don't really have much videos of me doing it, but if you watch most of my videos, you can see that I'm healing quite a lot than I should be. But yeah, try it out, you will see the difference. It's kind of like a test thing, you have to feel it to know it. Next is the Shaman's Ring.
This will totally make us
I'm going to get past this passive right here will give you 10% additional damage for every single person. So really, Spear of Magus right here does the kind of exact same thing, but it's for you. So like your damage reduces protections. This kind of gives you a buff in damage, so it's kind of the same thing. If you kind of think it like work out, it does the exact same thing. So let me just build. I'm gonna build up right now. This Shaman's Ring. Why did I pop? Oh, I don't know why. I'm going to explain to you why Shaman's Ring is a good item. You could build any, because I used to build Rod of Tahuti, but Rod of Tahuti is not that great on Aphro anymore. Because Aphro doesn't really get people to low health like that. Okay, I have it. So imagine if I had my 1 connected to somebody. Like if on most of my videos I have my 1 connected to my solo laner. Because my solo laner needs to pressure the back line and also stay alive. So on most of my videos, like you watch me play Aphro, I link solo laners or jungles. They would then pressure the back line. Like they'll probably get to the back line like here. Once they're at the back line, I'm already linked to them, right? So imagine I'm linked to them. My 2 can now proc on him and myself, giving me the Shaman's Ring on the back line and the front line. Their front line will be attacking me, because that's what they need to do. Their front line will be attacking me, and my front lines will be attacking their back line, sorry. So my front line will be attacking their back line, their front line will be attacking our back line, and because I'm Aphrodite, I'm a back line of my team. So imagine that Ra is a solo laner, imagine he's a solo laner jungle, he's in the back line, my 2 can proc at the back line, giving me Shaman's Ring at the back, so it's giving 10% additional damage onto the back line. Also, because it's going to proc on me, I'm going to give additional 10% to the front lines. For example, both damage is dealt from me and him, so basically I'm doing damage to both ends and giving 10% to both sides of the team fight. The reason why Shaman's Ring is good, if you realize what I was trying to tell you, that Shaman's Ring can proc on back lines and front lines because Aphro has the ability to do so. Or you could build Obsidian Shard. Not that great, it's still worth it though. If you don't want to build Obsidian Shard, you can go back to the basics of Rod of Tahuti. Rod of Tahuti is actually good, but it's not that great anymore because the passive is not the same. Then again, it can be worth it, because it does do a lot of damage. It increases your healing too, but then again, it's a preference of who wants to use it and why you want to use it. Yeah, and that's it. That's really the build. And if you are going to build Book of Thoth, this is what I'll build. If I was building Book of Thoth, I'll build Book of Thoth, and my last item will be Book of the Dead. Reason being, Book of the Thoth gives you a mana spike, giving Aphro about 2,000 mana, or even 1,800 to 2,000 mana, or higher than that. That's how much mana you will have. With a fully stacked Book of Thoth at 75 stacks, it will give you 2,000 or 1,800 mana. And the more mana you have, is the more stronger Book of the Dead will be. So it gives you 25% of your current mana when you drop below 50%. So if I drop below 50% health, so if my health is below 50%, I get 25% shield of my current mana. So if my current mana is 1000 and my max mana is 2000, I'll get 25% shield off of 1000 mana. So that's how Book of Thoth works with Book of the Dead. So they're two good items you want to combine together to make them more effectively and probably make you survive much more. Other than if I was going to build warlocks, if I was building warlocks, warlocks won't give me a ton of mana. It'll give me some mana, but it won't give me a ton. So I won't get a strong enough shield from Book of the Dead, because Book of the Dead works on current mana. So the more mana you have is the more mana. The more current mana you have is the more shield you will get. And because my mana pool is low already, I'll be using a lot of mana. So imagine I'm in a team fight and popping all my abilities. I don't know how far I can get to for my health to drop that low, because I remember I'm a healer, right? So Aphro is going to be healing and not really be dropping below 25%. Not dropping below 50%. So by the time I have to have low mana to not be at 25%. Not be at 50%. Because I'm going to be healing constantly. But if I have low mana, I can't heal. So that's the time where I'll be dropping below 50. But if you had Book of Thoth, they'll be dead by then, because you have so much mana that you won't really stop healing. Because you won't stop healing. Because you are going to heal consistently. So yeah, reason why I want a bit of Warlocks is Warlock doesn't give you a lot of mana. So you may run out, then die. Then Book of Thoth you won't run out because it's a massive mana pool. So yeah, that's all the builds I'm really going to show you. This is a mid laner build. It's not really for solo. You could possibly use this build in jungle, but this video is mainly for Aphros that play mid, or if you want to use Aphro for anything else, go ahead. Not a solo. This is not a solo build, so don't try it. You will die, and if you want to play a ranked, then you don't want to build this because you will get harassed in ranked for building something like this in solo. So yeah, that's about it. Next, I want to be talking about the abilities, the skills, and how you can use it effectively and better than what you should be doing. That means it's the passive and the 4 abilities. If I can read them in the abilities. Okay, I'm going to start off the passive, because the passive is the main thing you should be worrying about. Because I want to show you that the passive can be used by you, the player, by you doing it correctly, other than it being automatic and doing it itself. What I mean by that is you could use it for yourself other than the passive doing it automatically. Automatically meaning if I walk between enemies and teammates, it will work automatically. I don't have to do anything. It will turn off and it will turn on automatically. Then again, I can use it effectively by, I will show you right now. Imagine this is mid. It doesn't even have to be mid actually, it could be anything. Imagine that this is the jungle. This is the mid lane, and then that's the jungle, right? Okay, imagine this is the mid lane. This is the mid lane, left jungle. This is left jungle, the right jungle, and then the mid lane. Imagine if I want to rotate right lane, and I know that there may be a Loki, I don't know, Thanatos, Darji, Morrigan, some sort of person that could burst me down really quickly is in the jungle. I'm not gonna walk in the jungle and die, because that's stupid. I need to check if they're there. So if I don't have a ward or a teammate that can go there, like a support, or I don't have a ward, I need to find out who's there. So before I even step in the jungle, 70 units, if you look at my passive, within 70 feet it shows that there's a friendly or enemy god in range of 70 feet towards Aphrodite. So if I walk 70 feet, it shows there's someone there. It doesn't have to be a teammate or enemy, I just know that there's someone there. Example, I can't see behind this wall here, I can't see, but if I get closer with 70 feet, you can see the ruler right now. There's someone there. I don't have to see it. It's not that Odin, because if I get close to that Odin, it's 2. It's this one behind the wall. I'll show you. I can't see behind the wall, but if I get close to it, there's someone there. So that's another way you can use the passive to not get killed. I did it quite a lot of times, but I'm kind of used to it now. But that's another way you can check before going in the jungle to die. You can check to see who's there. They can possibly do a gank on you. Like they can be performing a gank on you, but you're already ahead of them. So that's another way you can use the passive to help yourself. So yeah, that's a pretty good thing. I do it a lot. Next is the ult I want to explain. The ult is a 2-second ult. It's Aegis and bees put together. It's worth 100 gold. I mean 100 mana. Is it? Wait, no, it's not. Sorry, it's not worth 100. Yeah, it's worth 100. What? Yeah, it's worth 100. And basically, you ult, and it gives a 2-second Aegis and beads. If you don't know what Aegis and beads are, Aegis gives you immunity from any source of damage and healing, but Aphrodite lets you heal. So that's the difference of the Aegis and Aphrodite's ult. You can heal. People can heal and take Aphro ult, compared to if someone uses Aegis. This is Aegis right here. It stops any damage and healing for 1.5 seconds. That's the difference. With Aphro, you can do it to a teammate and yourself and give them a 2-second Aegis and beads. So you can heal, and you could give them obviously Aegis and beads, and they can still survive. Another way you could use it, imagine that I'm in a team fight, and imagine there's a team fight. Imagine that big statue right there, the golden statue I'm looking at. Imagine that was like Thanatos or something, right? He's in the air ulting. He's going to execute Ra. And Ra has no health. He's going to get executed, right? I can't link and ult in the same time. Unless I'm quick enough, right? But I'm not going to be able to do that. Probably on PC you're quicker. But if you're on console, it's going to be even more harder for you. So instead of linking like this, then ulting, that's going to take up much more time. And I probably won't have the mechanics to do so. So another way you could use your ult is to press your ult first, then ult. Press your ult first, then press your 1. Example, I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to ult first, then 1. See, then he got the ult. Do you see that? The link wasn't on him, but he got the ult because it continued over from how long it was. Because the duration of the ult is 2 seconds, he got some of it. So I'm going to show you again. Obviously I have to go to the fountain thing and come back. So yeah, if I do my ult and then my 1, they get my ult. I had to get Shaman's Ring because I'll need to show you something else. So that's the reason why I have Shaman's Ring now instead of Book of the Dead. But if I ult and then, oh my god, what I fell. Let me show you again. I don't know how I failed that. Basically, this thing works with practice, really. Like, if you practice it, you would not fail. But the reason why I'm failing this is because it just feels weird, like, showing people and slowing down. So if I ult, then 1, they get my ult. See, it's much quicker. I can do it quicker. If I go slow, it doesn't really work. But yeah, you can save time and save people 2 or 1 second ahead of death. You don't have that. Doesn't have to be a Thanatos ult. It could be anything. It could be fucking Ra ult if you're quick enough. Toph, even any dots, Bologna ult, any type of damage. Another Aphro could, you know, use dots against your ally and they might die. You could do that. Any type of damage, you're basically 1 step ahead by doing that combo right there. Basic knowledge of the ult. That's how you can use it more better than just pressing triangle. Next is the 3. I got Shaman's Ring to show you. Obviously this goes through everything, you know, you can do it through walls and such. Basic, it goes through walls to do damage. How you can make it even more better, if you have Shaman's Ring, your combo is 1 then 2, and then you obviously use a 2. You see how it's like 702. Wait, 727 damage if I use my 2. And then what happens is that if I don't have Shaman's Ring, clearly this will be the damage right here. It'll be like 600 something. Yeah, 661 damage. With the thing on them, with the Shaman's Ring, it gives you like more additional damage. So if you think about it, imagine I'm linked to my solo laner or jungle. They're gonna hit the backline like I explained. I'm linked to my backline, front line or solo laner. They'll be in their backline. I would use my 3, obviously, try and get some Shaman's Ring proc on them, so I have the damage proc, and then I use my 2. I'll have 700 damage on the front line and the back line, depending on how much protections they have. So really, it's not 700 because I don't have fully stacks on whatever, but if I have fully stacks and everything, I'll be doing 10 times more damage. So my back off will be 900 damage. How much is it now? 727? Yeah, 727 without any stacks. With stacks, it would be like 900. So yeah, that's how you can use Shaman. That's how you can use the Lovebirds much more, like, better. You'll be doing 10 times more damage. And because you got the Cronus Pendant and Spear of Maggots, Cronus Pendant and Spear of Distillation together, your Lovebirds and your back off will be coming like continuously. Like you use it, get a kill, you hit them for 900, get a kill, do it again, 900, get a kill, then do it again, 900, get a kill, you already get a drift. Like basically that, done. Someone's going to be dead at the back line because your solo lane, not all your jungle's going to do damage. On top of that, they're going to be dead. If you watch my last video, I uploaded of Aphro, in my first video of season 5 of Aphro, you can see that me and my solo laner were doing that all the time, like continuously. But even in his video, in the Kukulin video, you can see that we were doing it all the time. He will go in, do his shit, I would do mine, they would die, and they won't really expect it because who's really expecting 900 damage to come out of nowhere? Like you see a jungle, or you see a solo laner or a support come towards you, you're not expecting to get hit with 900. You're not expecting that. So yeah, that's pretty good why I use Shaman's Ring and 3, because they can do more damage and I can do more damage. Next is my 2, really explained, hit the back line. But this is the thing, some people get mixed up with the 2. For a while I used to get mixed up with this. Now imagine there's an enemy here between our 2, see that? Between it. If me and, obviously me and the ally that's linked to me both hit the same target, I won't get double damage. The only damage I'll get is the damage from me. So if you're playing Aphro, try not to hit the same target. If you have to, do it. But if you don't, well, if you want to do more damage, kind of save the 2 and use it for like a better time. So for example, if there's someone here and there's someone there, don't both go to the same target. You might as well let them go to that target and you go to this target, then pop the 2 and then you can hit both people at the exact same time. Obviously common sense, yes, it's common sense, but most people don't really know that you can do one damage on one target. People think that if I go next to the target and my ally goes next to the target, I do 2 damage. You don't do 2, you do 1, because you hit the same guy. If I do my 2 over here and my 2's over there, I do double damage. I can show you right now from the abilities. If you read the abilities, it doesn't do the exact same target. It does 1 target from Aphro and 2 targets for separate targets. So right now, if you read it, it doesn't allow you to do two damage on 1 target. So try and make sure you separate the targets, then do it. It also applies to 25% slow, pretty good, I would say, and it gives you a knockback for only you. So you have to remember, it gives you a knockback. It doesn't, like for instance, if I use my back off, only the hard CC will come from me. It won't come from Ra. It will come from me alone. So hard CC is when you can do something like this. You see how I just push Odin back? Only I can do that. It doesn't work with Ra as well. Ra doesn't get that. He just gets the movement speed slow and I get knockback. Just to keep that in mind, if you don't know, only I could do the knockback, not Ra, or whoever is connected to the link. Last one is your 1. Your 1 is pretty straightforward. It can go through walls, it can hit people through walls, it can hit your ally through walls. Please take note is that if you link your ally like this, and then there's another ally in front of this ally right here, you can't use your 1 and hit them because one of your allies is already in front of you. I don't know why this is a thing, but it is a thing. So make sure that you make sure that you don't try to link someone through another ally. That is really annoying because it hits like a 8-second cooldown. just for a dumb mistake like that. So try and make sure you don't do that. Also, the abilities, the kiss allows your person, obviously your soulmate, that's what they call it when they're linked to your one. Your soulmate gets to have a 20% increased damage for 5 seconds. So if I linked Ra, he gets a 25%. He gets 20. Is it 20 or 25? 20, right? Yeah, he gets a 20 damage increase on one target if I use my one on an enemy target. So imagine if Odin was here. So if I use it on Odin, and I had a soulmate right now, he would do way more damage. You get 20%. Not me, not Odin. The soulmate connected to my link will get 20% for 5 seconds. So most likely you want to give this to either your jungle, solo, or ADC. That's the only people you would really want to give it to. ADC, because ADC does like a burst damage, crit. This doesn't matter what they go, crit or anything. They can do a ton of damage. They can also give it to your third lane pressure in the backline with a shaman's ring. They're doing 10% additional damage. On top of that, if you do hit someone in the backline with your one, that's extra 20% damage and that single target. Then on top of that damage, you can use your 2, like I showed you, your 2 and your 3, and that's like, they're dead. They can't survive with that damage. Because your solo laner's doing damage, they get 30% increase, and they're getting your 2 and your 3, they're dead basically. There's no way you can survive. Because you alone do like 1,000 damage. So imagine both of you doing damage with the 30% increase for that single target. That's a ton of damage. And remember, Aphrodite doesn't get the 20%, only the soulmate. On top of that, they get a 30%. They get 20% movement speed. Oops. They get 20% movement speed. Yeah, 20% movement speed. So really and truly, that's even more helpful. That gives them more time to chase down people, get away. You get the 20% actually. If you don't know, you get the 20% damage. The only thing you don't get is the jealousy damage. Increased damage, you don't get that. The only thing Aphro gets is the 20% movement speed. Yeah, and that's about it. Also, one more thing I need to show you about the one, because a lot of people don't do it. When I'm playing against Aphrodite or playing with Aphrodite, when I'm playing with Aphrodite, I most likely die, and people don't do it. I'll show you right now. If I can get Ra to come with me, is he gonna follow me? Yeah, this is an example I'm going to show you right now. I need Ra to hit Odin. Please hit Odin. Okay, he's hitting Odin, that's great. Now, this is how you use your one correctly. You don't have to, your one doesn't always have to be an attack. It could also be a helpful potion as well. So imagine this. Imagine if my soulmate is lower mana. So I'll buy mana pots or whatever. Imagine they're lower mana, right? Like Ra's going lower mana. I can give him mana of my one. Do you see? I'm giving him 5 and 6 mana. If I take it off, he doesn't get mana. But if I give it back to him, he gives mana. My one gives mana to people. And any mana I get, so imagine I have a pot ticking, they also get some of that. Example, if I use my potion, my mana potion, you see how it's giving them 5 and 6 mana? If I use it, they get more mana. They'll have like 8 or 9 or 7. So watch, I'll show you. See, 9, 10, 9, 10. See, look, they get mana from, if I get mana, they get mana. So really and truly, if I pop both of them together, if I pop my mana potion and my mana chalice, they get 14, 13, 14. See that? Then if my mana potion runs out, it goes back to, you know, 1 potion again. So they get 9, 10, 9, 10. If I do it again,
Oh my god. Love it.
they get 14, 14, 14, 13. See that? So if you use any type of, like, anything that can give Aphro mana, it gives them mana. doesn't have to be a mana potion, it can also be a multi potion. It only works for, oops, it only works for the, what do you call it, the mana. So this gives you 75 mana, but they will get a tiny proportion of that. So you see how it's given them 8 mana, 7 mana. I use mana potion or the chalice, gives them 12, 13. The reason why it's lower because I'm using a multi potion. A multi potion gives you 75, and a mana potion gives you 150. So that's another way. So buy a mana chalice is another good way that you could use. Obviously, use your one effectively. You don't. It doesn't have to be with you, but you can give teammates out like mana. So imagine you're playing with, or you're playing with a Shiblonke, you're playing with a Ulla, or someone that needs mana all the time. Like I said, you can give mana to allies by using potions and using your one connected to them. So if someone says, can you, if you at their lower mana, try and give them your one for a while and then pop a potion and they get exactly what you're getting, mana. That's another way you can use a one pretty well. Yeah, that's about it. And my build, I want to show you something from my build as well before I end the video, is that if I go to my build, show you my build, my cooldown is 30%. I can get a maximum of 40%. But like I said, this build gives you 40% mana. I mean 40% CDR, because if I get a mana pot or mana potion actually, yeah, if I get this mana camp, right, it's gonna give me 10% CDR. So if you check 30, if I pick it up, 40. So that's why I don't get blue boots, because blue boots late game is not really good. See, late game, if I had blue boots late game, I would have had 150 mana, I mean 50 CDR, and I don't want 50 CDR because my cooldown reductions is already maxed from mana camp. But some of you may say that, what if I didn't have mana camp? Then my next solution will be late game, will be having the potion. The potion of magical might will give me 10% CDR. So on the second line, the consumable increases your magical power by 60 and gives you a cooldown reduction by 10% for 5 minutes. But if I die, I lose it. So basically I get 10% from this item too. So if I sold, imagine I sold Spear of Magus, I mean Spear of Distillation, sorry, it gives me 10%, right? Imagine I took it off, I have a 30% CDR, because I have 20 from Chronos and I have 10 from the mana camp. Now if I pop the potion, so I'm going to show you correctly, if I pop the potion, at the moment I have 30, if I pop the potion, I got 40. So that's why I never buy cooldown boots, because late game is not worth it. Late game I could buy one of these, I can buy this item or have blue camp and I get 10% CDR. So that's why I never buy blue boots, because late game I have to sell it to make Aphrodite more effective in every team fight. And yeah, that's about it. Not much to say, that's all I can tell you. Positioning, I can tell you really quickly. Make sure you have the jungle or solo laner in your sights, all the damage dealers in your sight, so they can't gank you from the left or the right or behind. Always make sure you got wards inside the jungle, so the entrances, I'll use this as an example. This is mid lane, jungle, make sure you have a ward here, make sure you have a ward there, so you're protected from both sides. Always make sure that you have your ult up if you're going to start a team fight, so you can help yourself and help your soulmate or whoever needs help. And just make sure that you're always in the back line. Don't be too close so you can get blinked and then die, so they blink then kill you. Try and make sure you're behind. Try and be next to a teammate, so if you're next to a teammate they can body block. Also never be too close to, like, imagine there's Odin jumps in, cages you. Try and be away from his leap. His leap is not that far, but try and be away from it. If he does manage to get you in the ult, so imagine Odin cages me, I'm gonna have Aegis, right? Aegis is the item you need. Imagine I'm in his ult. This is what you're gonna do. I'm in his ult is 4 seconds, and 1.5 seconds of Aegis and 2 seconds of my ult after Aphrodite ult is 3.5 seconds. So I need 0.5 seconds left. So what I could do, I could juke for like 0.3 seconds or something. Aegis, wait for Aegis to go, then ult, then proceed to leave the cage, then heal. That's another way you can use it effectively with like using your ult and everything. That's great positioning because you can then get out, and then that cage was not even worth it. He may got Aegis and beads out of you, but you're still alive. That's the main concern. You're alive to start a team fight. If you manage to not get into the cage and you can fight, that's great. If you can fight, and if your ally is in the cage and you're not in the cage, that's still great because you're the one meant to be in the cage and not him. So either way, if you manage not to get in the cage, that's pretty good. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. I can't really show positioning because positioning comes from the player. That's all I really can tell you. If you watch any of my videos, then you would know that I try to stay away from targets like that. But yeah, if I'm streaming anytime, like I said, it's shown on the screen again. If I ever do stream in these times and you're able to come for like 5 minutes or something, you can see that if I ever do play Aphro or whatever god, you can see how I play and what I do in certain situations and what I need to do. But yeah, that's it. If you did like the video, then please leave a like and tell me what I should have done in the video. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.